hard times without the people you love. Though I'm not sure what's about to happen next, I ask for strength from the Lord up above, cause I've been strong so far, but I can feel my grip loosening. Quick, do something before you lose it for good. Get it back and use it for good, and touch the people how you did like before. I'm tired of living with demons cause they always inviting more. Think being broke was better. Now I don't mean that phrase with no disrespect to all my niggas out there living in debt. Cash and minimal checks. Turn on the TV, see a nigga Rolex, and fantasize about a life with no stress. I mean this shit sincerely. And as a nigga who was once in your shoes, living with nothing to lose, I hope one day you hear me. Always gonna be a bigger house somewhere, but nigga feel me. Long as the people in that motherfucker love you dearly. Always gonna be a whip that's better than the one you got. Always gonna be some clothes that's fresher than the ones you rock. Always gonna be a bitch that's better out there on the tours, but you ain't never gonna be happy till you love yours. No such thing as a life that's better than yours. Love yours. No such thing as a life that's better than yours. Love yours. No such thing as a life that's better than yours. Love yours. No such thing, no such thing. Heart beating fast, let a nigga know that he alive. Fake niggas mad, snakes in the grass, let a nigga know that he arrived.
I'm like short. I don't know how to fix it. I did
Hold on
it
your
already.
Oculus button.
Did that already too? Gotta be super low.
Oh.
Ideal aspects, what's that?
Take off your headset for 5 seconds and then put it back on. Otherwise, I might have to set up your browser.
If the music
I always
makes
suggest
you
that
move,
one.
'cause you can dig the groove and groove on.
I have that issue all the time.
You feel like you wanna make love under the stars above. Love,
Ideal
love. If it's something you wanna say, and talking is the only way. Rap on, oh, rap on. 'Cause whatever, boy, you do,
Ideal aspects is CJ's company.
if you feel like you wanna scream, 'cause that's your way of letting off steam. Scream on, scream on. If you feel like you wanna sing, 'cause singing is your thing. Sing on, sing on. If you wanna make love all night, you feel it's right, right on,
Y'all hear that?
right on. 'Cause whatever, boy, you do, oh, you got to do your thing.
Did y'all hear like Dame voiceover, like a voiceover playing?
Do your thing.
No. What's going on, Duns?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How y'all doing? Jay Dunn. I don't know why I'm so tall. I feel like I'm really. I did. I clicked my sticks.
Yeah.
I was super
Welcome
short.
to Dame. Welcome to Dames. The show will start shortly. Sit back, kick back, and relax. The bar is open, my friends. Same time, same place, with the
Here
same
now,
name.
Hardy.
Man, I love that NFL
supposed to play
program.
every night.
It's incredible. It's incredible.
Yeah, I've been playing. I played yesterday, then played today. It's cool, man. It took me back.
Yeah, man, it's incredible, man. So they got a lot of updates coming too, so I'm excited about it.
Yeah, they got a. I've been running to a couple of bugs.
Everybody else saying
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
I mean, just you know what I'm saying.
No, you's tall. How you tall?
I don't know. I'm clicking my sticks. And
something going on in Horizon.
Is it?
It's probably
Because I
right.
came in short. Yeah, she's still short. I was short when I first came in here too.
They do get
Yeah, I'm sitting down. So if I
She's
stand up,
frozen all day.
Oh.
But when she gets weary,
Ooh, it's above the ground.
all right, now I'm short. No, I think I'm regular height now.
Yeah, shit, she frozen?
Yeah, I think you regular, huh?
Yeah, she's frozen.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, man, Horizon just. Come on.
I keep saying, man, it's 3 updates away from being totally unusable.
Yeah.
This isn't the right place. I was supposed to go to a
outside
different
you.
game.
Tara, what up?
Oh, hi. This isn't the right
that make
place.
you good?
Hey, Hardy.
Yeah, I'm
Oh, you
good.
done switched it all the way up.
You already know. Who's this on you? Hey,
Ready for the show.
Well, I'm a
Hey, Rob.
medicine.
$10.
What's going on?
How are you? It's a family show tonight, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
10:30.
Yeah. Damn, Hardy froze.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, what is this? He has a phone?
Maybe it ain't our internet.
Oh,
Maybe
okay.
It's just
I don't know,
something
man.
else going
I
on.
don't know. What's going
Everybody
on, bro?
froze? Oh.
Something going on with my internet.
Oh, okay.
Did y'all freeze? Or did I just freeze?
No,
You froze. You froze.
Did the music stop playing?
No.
Nah, it's still playing.
What's up, everybody? How's it going? Thank y'all for coming out for another episode of Dames Live. Give me 1 second. I'm having a small technical issue. We're bringing in the stage lights. So 1 second here, guys.
Hey, Hardy.
What's
Hey.
going on?
So we start game, man.
Oh, it's going down. It's going down. It made your way. It's going down.
Let me test it out.
Sometimes when I sit back and really let it
Yo,
I did everything
welcome, welcome. Thank y'all all for
I mean,
coming
the
out for
world is
another
now, but-
day of Dames, another Friday, man. Man, we've made it through another week, man. Thank God. It's been a rough one. And for some of us, it's been a great one. But, you know, like always, I like to open it up to our audience. There's been a lot of updates in Horizon. If you got that new camera, go ahead and pull it out and take a picture and post it to my world. Thank y'all so much. Anything happening with Horizon this week that y'all want to talk about? Shout out to Joy Rain and JD with the camera. Miss Roxy with the camera.
Yeah.
Hardy West with the camera. Hey, Genesee.
Nope.
Hey, Notorious Vic.
I still got the old one. I still got the old one.
Juju Payne with the camera. Oh, JD with the camera. Yeah, baby. But man, in these meta streets has been a great one, guys. And like normal, what we've done with Dames is we brought it back to the original. And one thing that Hardy said is we just want to enhance what we already have. And guess what? That's what we're doing today. One of the guys we got on the show is one of those people who has enhanced what we already have. If you've been to his world, you know that he's created some of the best art in the family, Proud Family, and also in Friday. In some of these worlds, he had some of the most visitors. But without further ado, I'd like to introduce to some and to bring to others my guy, BLAQ JEDI. Y'all give him some love.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, look who got the camera, y'all.
Yes, sir.
Every morning when I wake up, money on my mind goes down.
Had to show out a little bit.
Sunshine coming through my blinds, I'm living.
Yeah, man. Man, thank you so much for coming on the show, BLAQ JEDI.
My
Like,
pleasure,
he's one of
brother.
them
My pleasure.
first people that's been here in Horizon. Like, when did you first come into Horizon? Was that in December of last year, November? Tell us about
It
your
was
journey in the Horizon. Mhm,
yeah, it was literally about the end of December.
mhm.
I came in, wasn't doing much though. Like when I got here, I literally went to a few. Well, of course, I started in venues. I didn't know what was going on. Not venues, but the plaza. Not
Yeah,
knowing what was supposed to be what, how you travel, how you do any of that stuff. And then I met somebody there. I can't remember his name. It started with like Kane or something. And he took me to Hardy's World. He's like, yeah, Hardy's one of the builders that started. And then he took me to Vivid, and I started seeing all this stuff, and I was like, well, dang. And then he took me to one of his things he started building, and I was like, man, if he can do this, and look what y'all can do, I can do this too.
yeah.
Um, it
I
started
mean,
off that way, and then I did my I did my first build, and it didn't look nothing like the other people's stuff. I was like, wait a minute, I'm not good at this. I'm not good at this. Um, and then one of my first builds was a Club Curve, and I think it was a decent build. It wasn't nothing extravagant. I went back and did some changes to it. Um, and I realized like from then on, I wasn't, in a sense, I wasn't built to make clubs. Like from then on, I kind of felt like it wasn't my thing. So as I started to kind of transition to different things, I started seeing different things like different worlds, like people using like jungles and forests, kind of seeing like artwork in that form. And then I seen Sherazade stuff. And then shortly after Sherazade, I seen Golden Hands. So it's like, wait, okay, I see this guy. He didn't
Oh, yeah,
did anime, and then he didn't brought Kobe in, and I'm like, wait a minute,
yeah.
artwork that's my alley. So that's what prompted me to do the Flintstones and Jetsons,
Mhm. Now, are you an
and then
artist by trade?
yeah, I am. I'd
Hmm.
actually went to school for graphic design.
Wow,
So
that's amazing.
that was like one of my things. I love computers and I build
Hmm.
computers too. So like, and I love artwork, and I figured digital design is a combination of both.
Hmm.
So
Now, how did you master like making a lot of the realistic faces? Um, the first world that was really opened our eyes was Friday. When Friday came out, it was it was popping. How many total visitors did you have for Friday, if you don't mind?
it's close to about 6,000. I think it's like 580 something. Well, I'm saying 500, 5,800 and something. I can't really. I think this is the last time I looked at it, but
And counting, and counting.
and counting, right? But it was, to me, it was one of those things where like it was part of the culture, and I was like, after building the Flintstones, I was like, dang, that was nostalgic. Then I was like, what else could be like super nostalgic? And I was
Mhm,
like, shoot, Friday. Like a lot of people, like my mind was, it wasn't really the characters in that moment. It was having the ability to be on the set of Friday, going through the house, like, you know what I'm saying? That whole
mhm,
feeling of being in that house was the epic part of that movie. Sitting on the porch, going inside the house, seeing Pops at by the refrigerator, like those epic moments. And I wanted people to experience what it was like to be
yeah,
in the house. So
mhm,
I literally watched the movie for about 4 hours, taking screenshots of each room, seeing how it looks, where it was positioned. So I made it look just like the movie setup. So that was my whole thing of making it look just like the house that we're in. So
mhm.
that's why most of the focus was the house and not so much the characters in a sense. But I wanted that experience to be there.
You know, going into the Proud family after Friday, and also with the Dragon Ball fan art that you did, what would you
Yeah.
say is the most difficult build for you? Would you say it was your first build, or is it more or less the builds that you're doing now?
I think the most difficult was my first, is because I didn't know a lot of the tools. I didn't
Mhm,
know what I had to use at the fully. So that was the biggest thing, like using the snap tool in every way it can be used was a big thing. And I didn't know that, certain things I could do using that snap tool and those tools that come with that. And if I would have known that back then, I could have built a lot faster, could have done a lot things a lot better, a lot more cleaner. I know a lot of us started building without the snap tool, just like, oh, that looks straight, that looks straight, that looks straight, not knowing that that snap tool was available, knowing that with each point can snap together. So that kind of once you start to realize that, you start to be like, oh shoot, I can just snap this here and just slide over a little bit. Like certain techniques you learn as you build, and that was one of the biggest things for me.
That, that snap tool was definitely a lifesaver for me. Like my very
Exactly.
first build was a place called the Cookout, and it's so terrible that I wouldn't even. Oh, he's got the glow.
When you got that glow, that fire flow. Oh, but
Yeah,
yeah,
baby.
I mean that's what I'm saying. Like learning those tools, like
Mhm,
one of the biggest impacts on things I
mhm,
started to learn was really, I mean, outside of Hardy and Danica and them, lacing the way for us, but Vidju,
mhm,
like he he was just so giving with everything he has. Like it wasn't like he needed anything in return. It was just share the information. And that's where I took it from, where once I learned how to do music, I'm sharing the information, put a video out there just so people can learn. Like, because like for me, when I first got here, it wasn't as easy to, you know, get in touch with all the people who were good at building.
mhm.
Cause they're probably busy in build
They're
mode,
busy.
cause they're trying to keep building on what they have. So you don't have that time to reach out. You reach out to them, it may take 3 weeks before they even respond. So um
Yeah.
I try to be a little bit more attentive for people who just starting out. Like, hey, look, I can help you a little bit here, help you a little bit there.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure most people can attest. Like, if I start helping, I'm most likely gonna help you until like the wee hours of the night. Especially Paulie back there, my guy. Check out his worlds, man. They dope. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, like that's just one of the things I wanted to do is kind of change the culture of like I did this, come look at me. Don't I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Like I wanted to change the culture, like go out there and help people. Like help
Mhm,
them bring their ideas to fruition because that can be a snowball to something great. Because if
mhm.
I help somebody and then somebody else want to help somebody else, now we got a lot of great versus two great 5 great ones, 20, 30 great worlds, gives more experience, more community to embrace.
All right. Well, yeah, yeah, we have a little bit of some technical issues here. But yeah, can anybody hear me? Am I glitching? Okay.
Yeah, you glitching.
All right.
Hold on a second.
All right. It looks sounds like my YouTube is glitching as well.
I can hear
Well,
y'all.
let's keep it moving. No issue.
There you go. I can hear you
Can you
now.
hear us? Okay, give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. All right, no big deal, no issues. Um, who would you like to work on a project with that you haven't worked on a project with already? Black Jedi.
Um, to be honest, I mean, one or two guys I like to work with. I know me and Meta been talking about it. Like, me and Hardy has worked together, like not on a full bill, but just here and there. But yeah, Hardy, Meta, Big Chief. I definitely work with Paulie. I love working with Paulie. He's a real genuine guy. Um, had Miss Joy, MF. Like I really want to work with it. I mean, there's not no one person that I want to
Yeah,
work with, but I want to get some worlds out there where we collab and make something big. You know what I mean? Just
man, there's so
anybody
many
I haven't worked
opportunities.
with, I want to work with. That's how I see it.
Yeah, so many opportunities to build, so many
Yeah, yeah, because
opportunities
I
to
love everybody
new
has
ideas.
their own
Mhm,
way of building,
mhm.
and like everybody knows when they see a Hardy build, it's a Hardy build. When you see them red lines and those big bogey letters, it say Hardy's this, Hardy's that. You know who it is, and like we know when it's that type of artwork within the build, we know it's meta. Like what I'm saying, meta Big Chief right here, man. He does some good stuff.
That's
Like
right.
it's just when you see people's stuff, and I like to work with people just to kind of learn from them as they can learn from me, and hopefully we can get some good things going.
man, you've already done some good things. If you want to say you've already done them by yourself, we definitely are giving you flowers, and we appreciate you being around. Some people who are
Appreciate it.
doing the work out here, you don't get the opportunity to be recognized.
Yeah.
When you're in build mode all day, nobody comes in and says, "Hey, man, I like what you're doing." It's after you put the product out there, you can actually get some flowers. But I'd like to see if we can open up the audience to some questions. If you have any questions for Black Jedi about his builds, also if you like to give my man his flowers, we have him right here in the avatar, not in the flesh, to basically talk about some anything y'all guys would like. But the floor is definitely open if you'd like to say anything. If nothing, I'll start. I'll start. Um,
No,
I
I'll
remember
say
the
so.
first
I'll
time.
say so.
Yeah.
Oh, oh, yeah. Yeah. I remember when the like the monetization stuff started coming around and everything. Like, how did you pivot? Kind of after you were doing like the Proud Family, the Fridays, and then with the IP, like what was your initial thought? When you know we got the news probably at the same time, and how did you
Yeah.
pivot?
Yeah, so like what I realized was that being in the monetization program, we can't really do too many of the well, we can't do the copyrighted stuff. So I started to try to pivot toward um ideas I've been kind of waiting on doing because I was in the time of me dropping Friday. I was supposed to drop Friday after next. I was supposed to do. I was going to actually do another version of Proud Family, like all those things were actually supposed to come, but we started doing that. So that's where I kind of pivoted a little bit and start trying to build like worlds that's kind of like interactive, adventurous, and more like fun worlds. Like I built a world called Envy, EN-V, and it's kind of fun where you go in, you put on a little hover ring, and you float around the world, and it's kind of a cool place to go to. A lot of people haven't been yet, but if you haven't, go check it out. But that was kind of my pivot was to try to create things that's more interactive. Um, and I'm actually working on a game right now, and so hopefully, I'll get that going and have some fun with that.
Yeah, man. Great question, Hardy. Meta Chief, what's going on?
Yeah, what's up, Jedi? How you doing, man?
What's up? What's up? What's up, fam?
So you got this world called Space Landing, and I went to it, and I was really intrigued by it. Do you plan on expanding on that?
I actually am. It's gonna be
Good question.
a world where you're gonna be able to control the ship and go to different planets. I put it on the back burner for a little while because me and DB was working on some stuff. Um, but I'm continuously still working on it right now. But I just kind of left it like it is. I haven't republished it yet because I want to add a few more planets to it. But the premise of it is really is going to be trying to go to different worlds and pick up things that'll allow you to unlock some different things.
Yeah, I'm glad you're doing that because I know, there are a lot of creators, and when I visit their worlds, I see potential in a lot of their worlds, but they just do a one and done, just pretty much abandon the idea. I would just like to see more creators, take an idea and try to take it as far as they can take it.
Oh yeah, definitely. It was one of those ones where I felt like I was trying to do my best to do all of it 100%, which I should have. I should have just kind of held back pushing it out until I got all the way 100% of it and get it done before I pushed it out. But I kind of wanted people to get the experience of the ship and start, understanding what's going on. So what I'm end up doing is just kind of writing a story into it where they understand when it was a crash landing at the beginning, and then kind of play off of that more and more. And honestly, I'm kind of waiting for something that Horizon's got available for some people because I want it to be able to interact with different worlds. So I'm hoping I'm hoping that I'm sorry, we're watching the FSU play. I'm hoping I'm hoping that we get that thing coming soon, so that way it makes sense. Because right now we're kind of limited to, hey, this one world and everything has to happen in there, and hopefully going forward we'll be able to make them talk to each other.
MF Son, did you have a question? Come on up to the mic, go ahead.
You on mute? You on mute?
You're on mute.
Thank you. Um,
Yep.
I first want to give you your flowers, bro. I'm one of the 5,000 people that have watched your video about putting music into our horizon. I think that education is key to build the community, and again, I thank you so much for that. I have been at that crash landing world as well, and we need to talk about that Michael Jackson that you got up in there. Amazing work,
Yes, sir. Yes,
amazing
sir.
work. And just keep on doing what you're doing. Just
Yes, sir.
again, educating people and just being inspiration. Thank you so much for your service.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir,
Black
man. I
Jedi.
And of
appreciate it.
course,
Appreciate
Dame,
it.
of course. Thank you so
Yeah,
much
you
for the
definitely.
platform.
Thank you so much, MF Son, for coming out. MF Son would definitely be on the show as well. But I want to add on to that is that you've shown that you're one of the top artists within Horizon Worlds, one of the first to do it. Sorry, Universal Jack. Do you have a question? Yeah.
Oh, you're good.
Or
You're good. I
comment?
appreciate it.
Sorry about that.
Just like Son, Black Jedi, I do want to give you your flowers again. I too have watched that video that he spoke of. And I thought that was awesome to be sharing that information. A lot of like some of the stuff, people don't widely share when it comes to information. So, but
Correct.
sharing that knowledge and allowing it to grow and just kind of, and knowing where it came from, I think that's awesome.
Definitely.
But one of the things I wanted to say was like with the little bit things that and just kind of one of the things you mentioned, kind of things that's taking place in the future. Do you find yourself building around things that will take place later, or do you feel like that's a waste of time?
No,
Like
I
if
mean,
I'm
yeah.
talking like at the moment.
No. I think building for the future is a smart thing to do. Like knowing that the monetization program is coming, your world should be tailored to monetizing. I
Mhm.
mean, what's there's nothing wrong with having passive income. So if you know
Exactly.
it's coming, you know it's starting with certain people and it's trickling down, just like the camera. You know it's coming. You just need to be ready for it. So building for the future is the smartest thing to do. And whether it's building your brand, whether it's putting in your shop that you got in real life in here, it's a smart thing to do because even if you don't get a lot of people coming right now, it may come later. Like, because you got to think, like, this is not going to just be a platform for the headset. You got to think, all right, it's already available on a computer, so why not be ready for if people can come into your virtual world and buy what they want and it could be at their doorstep the next day. So definitely build for the future, man. Like if you know something's coming or you know something else is there or whatever it is, build for that. Cause I mean, it's gonna make all the difference when you're ready. Like don't wait for Halloween to make a Halloween world. Like go ahead and start. Go ahead and get it done because you know it's gonna be a million of them when it's time. So build for the future.
Thanks.
Thank you so much for your question. Thank you so much for your question. Any additional questions out there? The floor is open. I Yeah, come on up, Paulie.
Ollie.
Hey, how you doing, Paulie?
Good. How you doing? Jedi man, I'm so proud of you. Everybody loves you, obviously, and I love you. We work together on a lot of different projects.
Yes,
And
sir. Yes,
I'm
sir.
I'm a huge fan of your character work and your artwork. Um, I've often asked
You
you,
did it.
uh, how do you make your characters so detailed? Is there any advice or tips that you can give to us who want to be better character creators like myself?
I mean, my biggest thing is learn how like if you're most people that do some kind of character creation, they usually know how to use shadows and learning how to use shapes and using the shadow as if you know where the light is coming from. So, like, for instance, if like right now the light's coming from here, all the shadow is going to be down here on me. So, knowing that, like, you would use a regular light brown up here and a dark brown down here. So when you putting those together, you know that you'll create a three-dimensional shape. And I say that because a lot of people don't know that the unlit shapes are the best shapes to use to create any shape you want. So if you use those unlit shapes, you can use those and manipulate them to, make an arm that looks just like this or make a hand that looks just like this. It's just about how much time you're willing to put in to make it detailed. But you can virtually make anything. I mean, obvious, you can look at the Kobe and be like, you look at when I made the Rick Ross.
Yeah.
It's like anything is possible
Yeah, I love
if
it.
you're willing to put in the time and get that detail there. So the biggest thing is take the time and learn to use the shapes. And I mean, I started off with something simple. I literally started with noses. Like, all right, if I can make this nose look just like this nose that's on my right here in my phone, then I can do this. All right, I got that. All right, so let me try to make this chin. If I can make this chin look like this, then I can do this. So, like the same way I learned how to draw was the same way I did this. I started using, shadows and how to use those shadows, where to put those shadows. And
Yeah.
once I started doing that, like 3D, the 3D portion of that is the what I'm speaking of. But yeah, if just using
Yeah.
your shadows, man, learning how to use the
Love it.
same shape to create a shadow.
Awesome, man. Thank you, man. Love you, bro.
Yes, sir. Thank you,
Thank
Bali,
you for your
man.
question,
Man,
Polly.
like for sure, man. Definitely, if y'all haven't, man, y'all need to friend this guy. He's amazing. He's actually worked with a lot of famous people. He's done some real good work. He's a actor. I mean, there's a list. It's a long list. He does everything, man. I love that guy like a real brother, man. For real.
So good
Yeah,
to hear.
definitely check his stuff out, man.
Yeah.
He's the
Any
one that
further
did the
questions?
hallway. If y'all didn't know, he did the hallway. The one that everybody be scared of. But yeah, he's definitely dope.
Wow, thank you for coming to Dames, Paulie. Thank you for coming to the building, man. One last question before we close this out and go to the next segment. Do you believe Horizon is doing enough for artists at this moment? Um, if they
I think
are,
they know they
what
haven't,
could they do more?
and that's why they kind of put out some stuff that they're going to try and do more for the actual builders. They've been doing a lot for building for the future and building for what they believe is coming, and they haven't been doing a lot for the now experience. So now they kind of spoke to that the other day about doing more about the now experience.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
um so I think they're gonna start making it better for us to build, better for us to experience the world, the load times, all that kind of stuff we were dealing with before. A lot of glitching, a lot of all that. So I think they're gonna start working on the now experience because a lot of times a lot of people are jumping off or not being on as much because they got so many issues. Like, oh, I can't get on, or I can't travel, or I can't go to build mode. Those things stop people from coming, and that's a big thing here. They need bodies in here, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? They need those
Yes,
numbers,
sir.
so they need to. They're gonna.
Yes, sir.
I believe they're gonna focus more on getting the experience back. Because when we first got here, the experience was great. Like you wanted to do this, you wanted to do that, and you didn't have that too many issues. But I guess the expansion kind of slowed that down a little bit. But I think they're gonna focus more on.
That was well put. That was well put. And we hope that Horizon does a lot more for for our artists and also for all creators who are out there
Yeah.
putting in good work. And we hope they continue to do that. So without further ado, I got to take you off of the seat of creators and put you in the hot seat, my friend.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much for coming on the show. I know you're ready for this, but we've got some questions going to heat you up.
All right, all right.
So first and foremost, I'd like to know, and the audience would like to know, do you like the Five Heartbeats or the Temptations? Which movie is better?
Oh man. Oh man. Man, I gotta go with Nobody Came to See You, Otis. Cause you already know, man. Like it was an iconic. I mean, I love Five Heartbeats. It was a good feel movie, but the Temptations, I don't think you can.
Gotta give it up to them. I mean, they put together a movie that was kind of like the Temptations, the Five Heartbeats.
Yeah, Yeah,
You know,
I mean,
and they made a good run at it.
The Temptations is the real deal. You know what I mean? And you know, you just can't get past the iconicness, and the cast was amazing.
Well, we hope nobody is mad at you at your answer. Next
I'm
question.
pretty sure they won't be.
In a zombie apocalypse, what's your winning strategy? How's BLAQ JEDI getting out of there?
My winning strategy would be probably run into a police station and you know,
why is
pop
that?
open
They
them
got all the
chains
guns in
and
there?
sit in it. Like exactly, man. You already know they got a bunch of snacks in there. So
would you run to
I
a jail like The Walking Dead?
No. No, I mean, I think that would be the smart move at first. You know, that way you can kind of hunker down, you know, protect yourself, and then build a tribe with a couple people, and everybody got a weapon to protect themselves, and then you can just expand after that. I think that would be the best way to go about it, and then just take building by building and set up.
The best idea I saw was on one of the Walking Dead series, is when they got on the yacht. Like, I was like, that's genius. Like, get on the yacht.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You know.
Yeah, but that yacht run out of yacht run out of fuel, and you out of there. You just literally sitting ducks.
Yeah, man. In your own movie, would you be the superhero or would you be the villain?
I would be what Captain Hook really is. I would like to be perceived as the villain, but honestly, I really am the hero.
Why? I mean, why would you?
Well, because you got to understand, in the world of misunderstood, we always see what we want to see. But I think I'm a stickler for drama type shows. So I think that spin of people thinking that you are something that you're not, and realizing it later, then like boom, all right, well, he actually was the hero the whole time trying to save people, and people didn't realize it. So now it kind of one of those open your eye kind of moments. That's why I kind of like the whole real storyline behind Peter Pan and Hook. Hook was actually he was actually supposed to be the superhero in that, or the hero rather. He used to be one of the kids Peter Pan tried to kill, and he came back. So I think perception of that made the movie made it better, because people think that Peter Pan's the hero when he's really not.
That's an interesting perspective, and I haven't heard that perspective before. It's kind of like Thanos and the Avengers. Some
but
people
Thanos was all
look
bad.
him as a hero. Some people look him as a bad
He was
guy.
all bad.
I've heard both sides of it. Now it leads us back into our next hot seat question: who's more powerful, Goku or Thanos?
I think it's Goku, and I say that because of this. Thanos needs things to be all powerful. Goku just needs will. So, to me, Goku can reach higher limits. I think Thanos has a cap, and if you take those jewels out of his hands, he's just a regular supervillain. Goku, you can't take his Super Saiyan, his Ultra Instinct away. You can't do anything about it. Once he has it, he has it. So
no, sir. Who do you think is more ruthless in a fight? Would it be Debo, or would you go with Sho'nuff?
Sho'nuff didn't care.
Who's
Debo
the
didn't
bad?
care either. Debo slapped the girl, but Sho'nuff would probably kill her and laugh about it.
Now, I forget about my little buttons here. I gotta ask a little bit more detail. Are you going for Michael Jackson or Prince? Now, according to your worlds, I think I know who you're gonna pick, but everybody needs to know.
I think it's not a one answer
Who's the
question,
king?
because if you're speaking king, they don't really compute because they're in two different genres. But I think as far as having more things they can do, it's Prince. But the impact is definitely MJ. because as I recall, you can go to a Prince concert and nobody was out here fainting. Michael Jackson had grown men out here fainting and crying in all different in every country. So I mean, I mean, everybody was doing moonwalk. Wasn't nobody walking around here talking some shit. Like, you feel me? Like, you know, everybody was but you feel me? Like, so I mean, I think his impact makes him bigger in that moment. I think Prince had the overall better positive career, but Michael has the better impact career.
I gotta agree. You know, I agree with whatever it is, either Prince or Michael, LeBron or Jordan.
I think it's the same scenario. I think I think LeBron has done things more in his career. Of course, he had a longer career, so of course he's gonna do more. But just like in Prince and MJ, I think Prince can do more. He can play more instruments and stuff like that. But as far as accomplish more, I feel like Jordan accomplished more in the time he was there. And in that span, I think he's the GOAT in that span. I think LeBron's a GOAT in his own stance. Like, I think he's the greatest of his time. Just like I think Jordan was the greatest of his time. Just like I think Bill Russell was the greatest of his time. I just think that a lot of times people tend to want to go stat for stat. But I just think in that time era is the only time you really can judge somebody, because even though Jordan did hit really good with the Wizards weren't going nowhere because they were the Wizards. I don't care how you put it. I don't care if you would have put LeBron on that Wizards team. They weren't doing nothing. They were, I mean, people forget how bad that Wizard team was. that's why they took
terrible.
Them. They were really horrible. But yeah, I just think that if I really had to choose, I would go with Jordan only because of impact. But if we're talking stat for stat, I think LeBron will pad more stats than Jordan will, but I think Jordan would always eclipse LeBron on winning because Jordan didn't need a lot for him to be competitive.
And it was different eras. I mean,
yeah, it's definitely different eras. When you're playing against teams that got more better players, you need more better players, and I get it. So, I mean, you talking about the times when Jordan played, there was Barkley, and then maybe one other good player on his team. The same thing with Jordan. It was Jordan and Pippen. And then, you know, when he played against, you know, it was Gary Payton, Sean Kemp. Then it was Shaq and Hardaway. So it wasn't teams that weren't built with four great players or five great players. So I get that point of it. And that's what I'm saying. Like, with teams that were comparable, that's what makes me believe that Jordan was better, because both guys had comparable players to play against the comparable team. So with my team versus that team, because to me, that when he beat the Utah team, people don't realize how good that Utah team was.
That Utah team was stacked.
That Utah team was a freaking amazing with Karl Malone.
I remember watching.
And Stockton and Hornacek. Like, those guys were amazing. They played very good basketball together. And for them to beat them, it was a big, people don't realize how big that was.
Of the sports, basketball, football, which one would you prefer more?
Because I was a basketball guy, I prefer basketball. That's probably the only reason.
Yeah.
I feel like if I would have played football and had a bit of a camaraderie with it, I probably would choose it. But I played basketball ever since I was little. My brothers got me in the gym early, and they used to beat me up playing basketball. So they made me tough. So, like, when I play these bigger guys, they be like, "Bro, why you play so hard?" It's because my brothers, you know, they were big. They were way bigger than me. They were stronger than me, and it made me play harder. So it's kind of the concept that I have with everything. I go harder because, like, that's the kind of mindset that I was built with.
It's amazing how brothers can make you tougher, you know.
Oh yeah,
that's definitely
and they intentionally made me tougher. Like, it was all intentional. We used to wake up in the morning, instead of saying good morning, they just punched me in the stomach. So it's like, wake up.
Yeah,
so
gotcha.
Yeah. It was just part of the game back then.
Yeah, I know you listen to hip hop. Let's hear your top 5 albums, hip hop albums. Now this one's really putting you on the spot.
Yeah,
Take your
it
time, my
is.
friend. No rush.
I
We
listen.
want to know who you're listening to.
It's gonna be album wise. I would say Reasonable Doubt. Probably Notorious B.I.G. Then I'll probably go Drought. I know it ain't an album, but yeah.
Is that Jeezy?
Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne. Okay.
Yeah. His mixtapes are always better than his albums, if you ask me. I would never buy his album, but his mixtapes I would rock with. But especially now he does too much autotune. But I mean, honestly, I would probably if I had to choose, probably Marshall Mathers and
it's a good album actually.
God dog it, I can't remember the name of their album.
How about Outkast?
That's what I was gonna say.
Outkast.
What's it called? Quimini. Yep, there it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Man. Well, thank you so much for participating in the hot seat. Everybody give it up for BLAQ JEDI. Give it up for
Appreciate
BLAQ
y'all
JEDI.
for coming. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah, man. Well, I mean, after getting in the hot seat, there's only one way to cool this place down. And how about we have a little session in a little segment of Dame's Games? Well,
let's do it.
This game is pretty simple. We want the audience to actually participate in this game. All right. There's going to be words that come up behind BLAQ JEDI, and each one of those words, we want for you guys to guess what it is. Help him guess what it is. All right, without giving him the word. All right. If you give him the word, then Hardy may come around and zap you out. But if it gets too long, then we'll give it to him. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump up to our first word here. See what Hardy says.
Gotta unmute yourself now. Help me out.
Unmute yourself. What is this?
What black families do on holidays?
Right here. I can't hear you.
What black family do on holidays?
They eat.
Not
Crack
not
jokes.
Eat, but it's on the longs of eating.
During the summer.
Spades. They play spades here.
They
It's
don't eat at a
outside.
barbecue, but they eat at a
Dang.
Come on now.
another
They got
word. Another
restaurants
word for
called this.
barbecue.
They got restaurants called this in North Carolina, South Carolina.
Certain white people are invited.
Yeah, with a bunch of milkshakes.
Yeah.
What's that? Friday? What's that? Let me see.
My man.
Is it restaurants called
It's
this?
like a picnic.
You do it in
Only
the backyard.
certain white
with
people are
grills
invited.
The
and
cookout.
food.
Yes. Perfect.
Uh-oh.
About we do it the right way. All right. Next word. Let's help our guy figure this one out.
Every black person knows this dance.
Stanky leg.
Oh damn. At the weddings.
Oh man, I know what you're talking about, but I just cannot
At the
dog it.
cookouts too.
Dude, they candy. The song Candy.
Y'all gotta help him.
God, dog. I know what you're talking about too. You ain't even got to keep that. I know what you're saying.
Cardi B just
It's electric. Boogie.
There you go.
I mean, that's the song. I don't know
what's
the
that
name
called?
of the song.
What's the song called? You
I
don't
really
know
don't
what
know
the
the
dance
name of the
called?
I know the song, but I don't
You got
know
the
the name
first
of the
part.
song.
We might have to check
This
his card.
man
We might have
is
to
a
check his card.
Oh,
At a park, you got swings, and then you got
slide, electric slide.
There we go. Thank you, Beneficial. All right. Next one.
Kid and Play.
House party.
Perfect.
I would say
The
Keep
Fresh
my
Prince.
wife's name out of your mouth.
Will Smith.
There we go. There we go.
That was an easy one.
Bruce Leroy.
Show enough. Last Dragon.
Yes.
You are the last dragon.
Yeah. I don't think he can get this one. This
My-
one's gonna
my-
be a tough one.
Hey,
You might spend some time on
Mortal Kombat, I beat you without you hitting me. What is that called?
You said what? Flawless
Mortal
victory.
Kombat. First word.
Flawless.
it. Oh, that's this interview. Good job.
Flawless victory.
Yes, sir.
You win. Flawless victory. Killed it, baby. Got all of them right.
No, we got
No,
one
no,
more. Does
not
anybody
yet.
know
Oh,
what
we
this
got
one
one
is?
more?
I think it's a couple more actually.
Oh, that's
okay.
hard.
Can't hear you.
Oh, yeah.
Step up, J. Don.
Yes. All right. Right here. Can you hear me?
Yep. Yep.
Star Wars Episode 1 villain.
Yeah, I ain't gonna get that, my boy. Go get that one.
It's a black Jedi.
Oh man.
The first black Jedi, right?
Yep. Yep.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
You might want to break it
This
down with
man
words.
is not a Jedi.
Listen, it's just a name, baby. Okay? I don't
All right, we do it
Anakin.
like this.
Anakin.
We can do it like this. Puffy in the 90s, More Money, More Problems. Who was on that song?
Mace.
Puffy and
First name. All right, not.
got the first name.
I don't think he knows. I don't think he knows. Who it
I
is.
don't know who. I tell you, I didn't watch Star Wars like that.
All right. So it's Mace Windu. Mace Windu was
Yeah, I
that's
would have
who
never got
Samuel
that.
L. Jackson played the Black Jedi.
Yeah, y'all would have
in
had to
Star
make me
Wars.
guess that through like, oh, you can look through what, a window. That's the only one that got that Mace window. That's it.
All right. There's another phrase. Let's see if we can figure this one out.
It was real popular last year when people started taking their mask off. They was getting these things and hurting themselves by walking over them. It was real popular on TikTok and Instagram and stuff too. Last year, 2021.
Yeah, they was walking on things that hold milk, typically.
Oh, crates. The crate challenge.
Perfect. All right.
Hold up.
DB Dollar Bees.
That was an easy one.
Right. Yeah. Just one line phrase, baby.
You ain't got no job. You ain't got shit to do.
That must be Pops, man. Is that Craig Pops?
Pops.
It's the movie.
What's the answer?
John Witherspoon.
The movie.
Friday.
Perfect. Thank y'all all for playing, man. That was a fun one. Next time we're gonna put in 20 words.
Yes, sir, man. I
But
appreciate y'all,
overall,
man.
it's been a blessing having you here, my friend. It's always good when I see you out in these meta streets, as we
Oh,
will
yeah, man,
always say.
definitely.
You know, and we're gonna continue to keep a good relationship as we go on. And you know, this meta thing is really young. It's in its infancy stages. So
Oh, yeah.
you know,
I think it's gonna
as
grow
long as
something
it's
big,
growing,
man.
we're gonna grow with it.
Oh,
So
yeah.
without further ado, Black Jedi, tell them where to find you. Tell them about your new worlds. Anything you got coming out.
Yeah, man. Just look out for we got some things coming with the block. I know y'all have already seen some things that DB dropped with the block. So we got some more things coming. He got the stage. He got the arena that we got coming. So we got some things coming, man. Keep a lookout for it. Then I'm working on this game that's gonna be dope. So just keep looking out. I got some stuff coming, and I'm definitely working on that ship too as well. And I think that's gonna be fun to be able to drive the ship.
Yeah.
Just working on the math on that. That's the big part of that. So Yeah, if you take one thing from it, man, learn how to script. If I say that 1,000 times because everybody's starting to learn how to build, and it's a great thing. But the biggest thing that's holding up a lot of people is not knowing how to script, and that holds back a lot of games and things you want to do in your world. So take those scripting classes, jump on YouTube, look up Vidu, learn how to script, man. That's the biggest thing because that community of scripting is so small, and it's hard to get a hold of those guys because they're working on so many projects. Learn how to do it yourself, man. And that's one of the things I love to do is teach people. And once I get a great hold on it, I bet I'm sure I'm gonna upload some videos on how to do things too as well. So yeah, be on the lookout, man. Keep, keep growing, man.
Yeah, make sure you guys all follow him on Black Jedi underscore VR on Instagram.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Also, Black Jedi VR on YouTube. You can get the videos on how to script their music. Um, Before we go, open up the floor to church announcements. Anybody have anything happening in the next week that they would like to highlight? Hardy Spades, Hardy World Spades, what's up?
You're muted.
Oh, you're on mute, Hardy.
Muted.
I'm gonna be looking for some testers, like at the show, whatever, to check out some stuff I'm working on. I got Hardy World Starcade coming out October 7th, like 3 weeks. So y'all be on the lookout for that. It's gonna be real big, bigger than Spades, you know. And then I have my Tuesdays and Wednesdays calls that I invite everybody to come to or sign up for. Link in bio on Instagram.
Thank you for your comments. Anybody else?
Anybody got no worlds coming? Anything?
I Go By Price is having the basement tonight. Make sure you guys stop by there. I think it's Nicki Minaj tonight.
Oh yeah, make sure y'all get
Yeah. Oh, I was just gonna say, yeah. I'm sorry about my kids in the background.
Good, man.
But
You're good.
yeah, Nicki Minaj night tonight. Next Tuesday is gonna be community night at You, Me, and 143 Questions. I do that like every month. So I'm having that, and then also next Wednesday night in the basement from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. Eastern. It's another feature night with Gucci Mane being the artist as well. And I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna do with the R&B lounge because it's kind of sitting stagnant. I haven't done senior citizens night in a while, so I'm kind of brainstorming on like a new like event to host there on a regular basis.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for all you do. I Go By Price. Thank you for all you do, man. Genesee.
This Sunday we're having the squares. We're back. If
Yeah.
anybody, if nobody knows what that is, it's two random contestants compete. They get whoever gets tic tac toe first. It's based off of Hollywood squares from I think the '70s, early '80s. Um, so we'll have 9 squares of people that either answer question correctly or make up something, and it's up to the contestants to determine if they're telling the truth or if they agree or disagree, I guess. So it'll be Sunday at I think we agreed at 9 p.m. Eastern.
There we go. Squares is happening this Sunday, so be there or be square. Oculus.
What's up, Dame? What's up, Black?
What up, man?
Good to see
What's up,
y'all.
fam?
Great
Yes,
to
sir.
see
Yes,
y'all.
sir.
Sorry I
always
missed
good
the
to see
show.
you. Oh,
I've
you're
been
good.
in build mode like crazy, so
Oh yeah.
oh, I don't want to be in the hot seat. I just wanted to come say hey and first of all, obviously Black Jedi. I've been a fan since I met you and everything that you've been doing. Your help with the community, whether it's creating videos, you've been taking what you've learned and creating your own content to help more people level up. I love the fact that you're about that. So keep doing what you're doing. But as far as announcements, I know if anyone's in Discord, Horizon or Team at Meta is finally listening to us. They're hearing our complaints, our issues, our concerns, our pains, and they're doing something about it. So I just want y'all to know if your worlds are breaking, if your worlds are broken, if your worlds are impacted at all by the Visit 2.0 change or any bugs, please reach out to me because I'm using every bit of information that y'all give me to put right on their plate and say, this is what you're doing to the community. So take the opportunity, message me, Instagram, Facebook. This is my name everywhere. Take the opportunity to get your worlds fixed. I beg y'all. So, and Dames, always love what you do, support you. Thank you for supporting the community, and I appreciate y'all.
Thank you, Oculus. Oculus is a good steward of the metaverse, man. He does a great job of making sure that people are taken care of. You know, with great. What's the Spider-Man quote? Great responsibility comes.
With great powers comes great responsibility.
Great power comes great responsibility, and looks like he's taking on that responsibility. Joy Rain, come on up.
Can't hear you.
Hey, you're on mute.
Hey, can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay. I want to say great show, and I wanted to remind everyone that the morning is happening this Sunday at 6:30 Eastern, 6:30 Central. We'll be talking about insecurity, how it affects you and the people around you. So, it's Sunday.
Another great show, Joy in the Morning on Sunday. If you haven't been, definitely go there. Get your positivity, yearning for positivity, optimism, all that good stuff. You can catch that at Joy in the Morning. And also go by the Dunverse when you get an opportunity.
Definitely do.
Right.
This is it, man. If y'all haven't been, go check it out, man. We ain't got to go now, but just save it.
Yeah.
Check it out.
I've been
man.
there. I've already liked it, man. I'm definitely going to stop by today again to make sure we get those numbers up. It's another good thing is that we got to get out there and support our people. Yeah, go ahead, Oculus. Oh,
stand next to your portal. I'm gonna get a picture and I'm gonna post it. There we go. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and close out this show. Thank you all for coming out today. It's a little bit of an early show. But as I always say, get out there and build your dreams, guys. I apologize for a little bit of stutters today. I was really nervous because we put in some really great stuff. And I got some great responsibility. This game is going to be really fun, you know. And also the hot seat is going to be another thing that's really fun. And we're going to continue to perfect it and perfect what we already have and just continue to grow with us, guys. Continue to grow with us. And we're going to get there. Thank you all for coming out for another episode of Dames. Catch me next week. Same time, same place, same Dames, baby. Yeah, man. Let's get a picture, man. Thank you so much.
Definitely.
Working on a weekend like usual. Way off in the deep end like usual.
Sit back.
Swear they passed us, they doing too much. Haven't done my taxes, I'm too turned up.
Same time.
Virgil got a paddock on my wrist going nuts. Caught me slipping once, okay, so what? Someone hit your block up, I tell you it was us. Man, a house in Rosewood, it too plush. Say my day's a number, but I keep waking up. No, you see my text, baby, please
That's a
say
good show,
something.
man.
Wine by the flash, I'm in a cheapskate, huh?
Sorry for the stutter.
Gotta move on my release day, huh?
We're still working on getting those shots.
This is fame, not clout. I don't even know what that's about. Watch your mouth. Baby got an ego twice the size of the crib. I can never tell it. It is what it is. Said what I had to and did what I did. Never turn
Shout out
back
to BLAQ
on every
Jedi.
cheat, God forbid.
Another great show,
Virgil got
Dames
a
Live.
paddock on my
You
wrist,
missed
doing
it.
front
You
flips,
missed it,
giving you
baby.
my number, but
But we'll
don't
be
hit
back
me on
next
return.
week.
Working
Same
on
time,
a weekend
same
like
place,
usual.
same day.
Same day.
Way off in the deep end like usual. Swear they passed us,
There
they
it
doing too
is.
much.
Yes, sir, man.
Haven't
my
done my
God,
taxes, I'm too turned up.
man.
Virgil got a paddock on my wrist going nuts. Caught me slipping once, okay, so what? Someone